My teenage daughter didn't know I was home when she told her friends. My dad is such a clueless idiot. Mom's been taking money from his accounts for years to fund her shopping addiction, and he has no idea. They were all laughing in our kitchen. I quietly went back to my home office and said nothing. This morning my phone nearly exploded with notifications. Hey everyone, before we dive in, I have a quick favor to ask. If you enjoy content like this, please hit the subscribe button. It's free, supports the channel, and ensures you never miss out on amazing videos. Alright, let's get started. Throwaway for obvious reasons. Names changed. Long post ahead. I never thought I'd be typing these words on Reddit, but here I am, sitting in my car outside of Starbucks at 6:42 a.m. because I can't stand to be in my own house right now. My hands are still shaking. Been married for 17 years. 17 years, and apparently, I've been played for a fool the entire time. So yesterday, Tuesday, my client meeting got canceled last minute. Guy had some family emergency or whatever. Normally I work at the office, but decided to just head home and work from there. No biggie. Been doing the whole WFH thing often enough since COVID anyway. Didn't tell Patricia, wife 41, I'd be home early because, well, why would I? We don't exactly text each other our minute-by-minute whereabouts after almost 2 decades together. Got home around 1:30, parked in the garage, came in through the side door. House seemed empty, which wasn't surprising. Patricia usually goes to her Pilates class on Tuesdays, and Jessica, daughter 16, should have been at school. Except I heard voices coming from the kitchen, teen girl voices. Figured Jessica must have come home early with friends. Was about to walk in and say hi when I heard my name. Stopped dead in my tracks. Jessica was telling her friends about how her mom has been stealing money from my accounts for years to fund her shopping addiction. Her exact words, and I'm not likely to forget them anytime soon, were that I was a clueless idiot who had no idea that my wife was basically robbing me blind. And they were all laughing about it. My own daughter, laughing at what a clueless her dad is. I just stood there, frozen. Couldn't even process what I was hearing at first. My brain just refused to accept it. Then this wave of nausea hit me. Felt like someone had punched me right in the stomach. Had to steady myself against the wall. Didn't confront them. Couldn't. What was I supposed to say? Hey Jessica, super fun to hear you making fun of your dad behind his back. Please tell me more about how my wife is stealing from me. So I just quietly walked back to my home office, closed the door, sat there staring at my computer screen for what felt like hours. Eventually heard them leave, probably heading to the mall or whatever. Jessica obviously had no idea I was home. Once I knew the house was empty, I started digging, opened up our online banking, and holy shit, there it was, all of it, right in front of my face. This whole time, all these years I've handled the big bills, mortgage, car payments, insurance, Jessica's school stuff. Patricia deals with groceries, household purchases, her personal expenses. We've always had joint accounts, but also separate accounts for personal spending. Money seemed fair, adult, trusting. What a joke. Looking back at years of transactions, there's this pattern of money constantly moving from our joint account to her personal. Small amounts mostly, $200 here, $350 there. Nothing that would set off major alarms. But when I really started adding it up, we're talking thousands every month, tens of thousands every year. And that doesn't even count the credit cards. Found 3 cards I didn't even know existed, all maxed out at like $15, all in my name somehow. The more I dug, the more obvious the red flags became. All those packages constantly arriving, her vague answers about where things came from, the way she'd get defensive if I asked about a purchase, the mysterious girls' weekends that seemed to involve a lot of shopping bags coming home, her insistence on handling the mail, all those times she said things were on sale or practically free. Sitting there, scrolling through years of financial betrayal, I started getting this weird, detached feeling. Like I was watching a movie about some other poor schmuck's life falling apart. Not mine. Couldn't be mine. But it was. The rage came later, around 8 p.m., after Jessica and Patricia were both home, acting completely normal. Patricia made that chicken pasta thing she always makes on Tuesdays. Jess complained about her history teacher. I sat there, fork in hand, watching this performance. My wife, my daughter, these strangers in my house. I wanted to flip the table, scream, demand answers. But something stopped me. Maybe self-preservation. Maybe some last shred of strategic thinking. Because if I've learned anything from reading Reddit revenge for years, it's that you don't show your hand too early. So I smiled, made small talk, pretended everything was fine, all while my insides were burning. After dinner, locked myself in the bathroom and called Jason. He's been my friend since college and happens to be a lawyer. Told him everything. He just listened, then told me not to do anything stupid. Document everything. Get copies. Take screenshots. Record dates. Said he'd help me figure this out. I stayed up until 3 a.m., going through everything I could find. Credit card statements, bank records. Even found a storage unit receipt in her email. Who needs a secret storage unit except to hide from their spouse? The absolute kicker. Found an email thread between Patricia and her sister where she brags about how she's been diverting funds for our eventual separation. Like this was her retirement plan all along. Been slowly bleeding me dry for when she eventually leaves me. 17 years, 1 kid, mortgage, vacations, holiday cards, anniversary dinners. All of it just... What? A long con? Didn't sleep at all. Just laid there next to her, listening to her breathe, wondering how many lies that mouth has told me, how many times she looked me in the eye while stealing from me. At 5:30 a.m., I couldn't take it anymore. Got up, left a note saying I had an early meeting, drove to this Starbucks and started typing this all out because I don't know what else to do with all this rage inside me. Then around 6:30, my phone practically exploded with notifications. Text messages from Jessica, like 20 of them in a row, panicked, saying she needs to talk to me, that she's sorry, that she didn't know I was home yesterday, that she didn't mean what she said, that she needs to explain. So that's where I am now, sitting in my car, betrayed by the two people I trusted most in this world, wondering how I missed this for so long, how I could be such a complete and utter fool. Haven't responded to Jessica yet, don't know what to say. Part of me wants to never go home again. Just drive away, start over somewhere else. But that would be letting Patricia win, wouldn't it? Let her keep everything she's been stockpiling all these years? No, that's not happening. I'm not just going to roll over. Not this time. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. TLDR, overheard my teenage daughter telling her friends that my wife has been stealing money from me for years to fund her shopping addiction. Confirmed it's true. Planning my next move. Update. Hey Reddit. It's been 6 days since my last post. First, thanks for all the awards, DMs, and advice. Never expected this to blow up like it did. Some of you asked for updates, so here's where things stand. Buckle up. It's a long one. For those just joining, wife Patricia, 41, has been stealing money from our accounts for years to fund her shopping addiction. Found out when I overheard my daughter, Jessica, 16, telling her friends about it and laughing about what a clueless idiot I am. Fun times. So I met Jessica for lunch that day, at Panera. Awkward doesn't begin to describe it. She was already there when I arrived, staring into her iced coffee like it contained the secrets of the universe. Hadn't bothered with makeup. Eyes puffy, hair thrown into a messy bun. Not the confident teenager who'd been mocking me 24 hours earlier. The second I sat down, she started crying. Not cute little tears. Full-on ugly crying with mascara streaming down her face. People staring. Me sitting there with my untouched sandwich, feeling like the world's biggest idiot, even though I'm the one who got screwed over. Between sobs, she kept saying she was sorry, that she didn't think it was a big deal at first, that mom always said it was just borrowing and that I owed her for all she did for our family, that she'd only found out the full extent recently, that she'd been too scared to tell me. I just sat there, let her talk, didn't say much. What could I say? My own kid had been complicit in this, not actively stealing, but knowing, hiding it, laughing about it. Asked her how long she'd known. 3 years. Since she was 13. Said she first noticed when Patricia told her to grab something from her purse, and she saw all these credit cards with my name on them. When she asked about it, Patricia fed her some BS about how I was terrible with money and she was protecting our future. By the end of lunch, I had this weird mix of emotion. Pissed at Jessica for keeping this from me. But also, I don't know, protective. She's still my kid, still just 16, and Patricia had clearly manipulated her, used her, made her complicit. Told Jessica I needed her to be honest with me going forward. No more secrets, no more taking sides. She promised, eyes still red and puffy, seemed sincere, but who the hell knows anymore? Trust isn't exactly my strong suit these days. When we got home, Patricia was acting completely normal. Making dinner, asking about our days, the absolute balls on this woman. I played along, smiled, made small talk, all while mentally calculating exactly how much she'd stolen from me over the years. That night, while Patricia was asleep, Jessica slipped me a USB drive, said she'd been secretly taking photos of receipts, shopping bags, credit card statements her mom had left around. Said she'd started doing it a few months ago when she realized how bad things were getting. Called it her just-in-case folder. My 16-year-old daughter had better financial sense than me. The irony wasn't lost. Spent the next day setting things in motion. Called my bank at 8:37 a.m., explained the situation to this poor customer service rep named Kevin, who definitely wasn't paid enough to deal with my marital drama. Got all my accounts flagged for suspicious activity. Changed all my passwords. Set up two-factor authentication on everything. Then I called in sick to work. Couldn't focus anyway. Spent the day documenting every single transaction going back 7 years. The numbers were worse than I thought. Way worse. 73,458 divs. That's how much Patricia has diverted from our accounts over the years. Not counting the maxed out credit cards, $47,235. Not counting the mysterious cash withdrawals. I can't trace the dollar. We're talking 6 figures here, people. 6 figures. And what did she spend it on? Found the storage unit, convinced the manager I'd lost my key. Technically true since I never had one to begin with. Inside, shopping bags, boxes, tags still on everything. Clothes, shoes, purses, electronics still in original packaging, jewelry. It was like a department store. She hadn't even used half this stuff. Just bought it, hid it, moved on to the next thing. Called Jason again. Spent 2 hours going through options. He wasn't just being my friend anymore. This was full lawyer mode. Talked about divorce proceedings, asset protection, evidence collection. Told me to record everything. Legal in our state, single-party consent. By day 3, I had a plan. Opened a new checking account at a different bank, just in my name. Started moving money, not all at once. Patricia would notice that, but gradually enough to protect myself without setting off alarm bells. Changed the direct deposit info for my paychecks. Set up automatic transfers for the mortgage and essential bills. Left just enough in our joint account to seem normal. Then, I set the trap. Opened a new joint account. Moved $112,000 into it. Made sure Patricia got the notification email. Left the login info accidentally visible on my browser history. Mentioned casually at dinner that I'd gotten a small bonus at work. Watched her eyes light up. Could practically see the dollar signs. Meanwhile, Jessica was playing double agent, telling me when Patricia was planning shopping trips, showing me hidden packages, forwarding me emails she was accidentally CC'd on. Kid's got a future in espionage, I swear. The waiting was the hardest part. 4 days of pretending everything was normal, making breakfast, watching Netflix together, sleeping next to her, all while knowing what she was doing, what she'd been doing for years. Patricia kept dropping these little hints about wanting to update her wardrobe, or how her friend just got the cutest new bag. Testing the waters, seeing if I'd offer to pay. I just nodded, smiled, said things like, "Whatever makes you happy, honey." The acting should have earned me an Oscar, seriously. Then yesterday happened. Notification from the bank, $500 transferred from our new joint account to her personal account. While I was at work, no discussion, no heads up, nothing. She took the bait right on schedule. Called Jason immediately, set everything in motion. He's coming over tomorrow morning with the papers, all the documentation, all the evidence, everything. Tonight at dinner, I suggested we have her parents over tomorrow. Kyle and Jennifer haven't been by in a while, I said. Would be nice to catch up, I said. Patricia agreed immediately, even offered to make her famous lasagna, the one she makes when she wants to butter everyone up. Little does she know, this isn't going to be a friendly family dinner. This is going to be her reckoning. Jessica knows what's happening. Gave her the option to stay at her friend's house. She refused. Said she wants to be there. Said she's done covering for her mom. Kid's got more backbone than I realized. So that's where we stand. $12 in cash hidden in my sock drawer. Emergency escape fund. Pathetic, I know. Evidence organized, lawyer on standby, in-laws invited, trap sprung. Tomorrow, Patricia's world comes crashing down, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to it. We'll update when I can. Wish me luck, Reddit. I'm going to need it. TLDR, confirmed wife has stolen over 120 calories from me over the years. Daughter has been helping me gather evidence. Set a financial trap that wife fell for. Confrontation, scheduled for tomorrow with in-laws present. Final update. Sorry for the radio silence, Reddit. It's been 2 weeks since my last update. 2 crazy weeks. Had to take some time to process everything before I could write this. Some of you have been DMing me daily asking what happened, so here goes. First off, thanks for all the support. Never thought my dumpster fire of a marriage would resonate with so many people. Turns out being financially screwed over by someone you trusted for 17 years is pretty relatable. Who knew? So, the confrontation. Where do I even begin? That morning was surreal. Woke up at 5:13 a.m. despite having slept maybe 3 hours total. Patricia was still asleep, face mask on, completely oblivious to the storm heading her way. The cognitive dissonance was wild, watching her sleep there peacefully while I had folders of evidence documenting her theft on my laptop. Jason, lawyer friend, arrived at 10:30 a.m. We sat at the kitchen table reviewing everything one last time while Patricia was out grocery shopping. AKA, probably buying more crap to hide. Jessica helped us organize the evidence into this really clear timeline. Kid's got serious spreadsheet skills, way better than her old man. Kyle and Jennifer, Patricia's parents, arrived around 4 p.m. They brought wine. Like this was just some normal family dinner. Patricia hugged them, all smiles, lasagna already in the oven. The normalcy was the creepiest part, like watching someone dig their own grave while humming a happy tune. Jessica was quiet, kept fidgeting with her Apple Watch, wouldn't make eye contact with her mom. Patricia didn't seem to notice, too busy playing perfect hostess. We did the whole small talk thing through appetizers, weather, Kyle's recent knee surgery, Jennifer's book club drama, all while I'm sitting there holding nuclear bombs in manila folders under the table. My stomach was in knots, not from nerves, from rage. Every smile Patricia gave, every laugh, every casual touch on my arm, all felt like fresh slaps to the face. Finally, as Patricia was serving lasagna, I said we needed to discuss something important before we ate. Put the folders on the table. The room got quiet real fast. Started simple. Told them I'd recently discovered some financial discrepancies in our accounts. Patricia immediately got this look, not guilt, not fear, annoyance. Like I was bringing up something trivial and inconvenient. That's when I knew this was going to be worse than I thought. Opened the first folder, showed them the bank statements, the credit card bills, the transfers, the storage unit receipts, the photos Jessica had taken, everything laid out in chronological order. Kyle started turning this weird shade of red. Jennifer kept saying, "Oh my God," under her breath. Jessica stared at her plate. Patricia just sat there, completely still, like she was waiting for me to finish so she could explain it all away. When I finished presenting the evidence, it took about 20 minutes. The silence was deafening. Then Patricia did something I didn't expect. She laughed. Actually laughed. Said I was making a big deal out of nothing, that every wife borrows from the family finances, that I was too controlling with money, that she deserved nice things after everything she did for our family. Kyle lost it. Started yelling about how they didn't raise her to be a thief. Jennifer was crying silently. Jessica just kept saying, "Mom, stop lying," over and over, getting louder each time. Patricia's story kept changing. First, it was just borrowing. Then it was that I owed her for being a Sam when Jessica was little, 15 years ago. Then it was that she had a medical condition that made her shop never mentioned before in 17 years. Then it was my fault for not noticing sooner. Ah yes, my fault she stole from me. The whole time she kept looking at Jessica like she'd been betrayed. Called her ungrateful. Called her a daddy's girl. Said they'd had a special agreement that Jessica had no business sharing. That's when Jessica lost it. Pulled out her phone and played a voice memo from 3 days ago. Patricia talking to her sister about the emergency cash she'd hidden at her brother Travis's house. About her exit strategy. About how she was planning to cash out next year when Jessica went to college. Patricia lunged for the phone. Jennifer grabbed her arm. Kyle stood up so fast his chair fell backward. And I just sat there, weirdly calm, watching my marriage officially burn to the ground. Then I played my trump card. Told Patricia I'd already moved most of our money to accounts she couldn't access. That I'd consulted a lawyer. That I'd documented everything. That her little $500 transfer yesterday was the final nail in her coffin. Her face, God, I wish I'd taken a picture. Pure shock. Then rage. Then this calculating look I'd never seen before. She stormed upstairs, all of us just sitting in awkward silence. Came down 10 minutes later with a suitcase. Said she was going to her brother's, that I'd regret this, that she'd get what she deserved in the divorce. As she was leaving, I said one last thing. I'd already called her credit card companies, reported fraud, frozen the accounts. Her face crumpled. That's when it hit her. She had no access to money anymore. Not mine, anyway. After she left, Kyle and Jennifer stayed, both crying, both apologizing, both saying they had no idea. Kyle kept saying he'd pay me back, which was awkward. Told them this wasn't their fault, that they didn't need to make amends for their adult daughter's choices. The next few days were a blur. Changed the locks, legally questionable, but Jason said it was fine given the circumstances. Patricia kept texting, alternating between threats and desperate pleas. Jessica was weirdly calm, said she felt relieved that everything was out in the open. A week later, Patricia's brother Travis showed up. Thought he was there to yell at me, but turns out he wanted to return some of the stuff Patricia had stashed at his place. Said he'd found boxes of unused makeup, clothes with tags, jewelry, easily several thousand worth. Said he had no idea where it all came from until now. That he couldn't in good conscience keep it. That was unexpected. Guess not everyone in Patricia's family sucks. It's been 2 weeks now. Divorce papers are filed. Patricia's living with her sister. Jessica decided to stay with me. She's in therapy. Turns out being your mom's confidant in financial crimes messes with your head. Who would have thought? The storage unit is being emptied this weekend. Selling what I can, returning what's still within return policy windows, donating the rest. Jessica asked to keep one thing, a silver bracelet she'd always admired. Seemed fair. Patricia's parents are being surprisingly supportive. Jennifer brings over dinner sometimes. Kyle helped fix that leaky faucet I've been ignoring for months. They're trying. It's awkward, but I appreciate it. As for me, I'm doing okay. Some days I'm angry, some days I'm sad. Some days I feel like a complete idiot for not noticing sooner. Deleted my Facebook after getting tired of people asking what happened to all our happy family photos. Started a budget spreadsheet that would make ours personal finance proud. Sleeping better than I have in years, weirdly enough. Jessica and I are figuring out our new normal. We're watching Brooklyn 99 together on weeknights. She's teaching me TikTok dances. I'm terrible. I'm teaching her to drive. She's also terrible. It's not perfect, but it's honest. And after 17 years of lies, honesty feels pretty damn good. TLDR, confronted wife about stealing 120K plus with evidence in front of her parents. She tried to lie, then rage quit our marriage. Divorce in progress. Daughter and I are doing okay. Turns out revenge isn't as sweet as I thought, but freedom from a liar? That's pretty sweet. Like today's story? A super thanks helps me keep bringing you the best daily content. Your support means I can keep doing what I love. Thanks for being awesome.